When a superhero forgets his human self, does he stay super or does he become a villain? His name was Galaxy Man, and he was always different from the other heroes. His ability to manipulate space-time made him very uncomfortable when he talked to normal people. "I can step between the seconds," Galaxy Man would say, stepping from one side to the other, trying to entertain a group of kids. They looked at him absolutely terrified, backing away. "I think it would be best if I go," Galaxy Man said, looking at the teacher of the class. Meet a superhero was written on a whiteboard, but nobody cared to meet a superhero anymore. Galaxy Man stepped into the space between seconds, and then he went to his favorite place in the world, the moon. He looked down at Earth, sitting on a rock, and wondered why it was so easy for superheroes like the Defender to get people to like him, but every time Galaxy Man talked to a person, he felt more and more alienated. "It's not yours," a pained voice said, on the moon. Only one man could be powerful enough to be here, right now, right in the moment. Galaxy Man turned around and made a small expression. "Hello, Michael," he said. "The name is not Michael," Negative Space said. He screamed, knocking Galaxy Man to the ground. Negative Space thought that just because he could move Galaxy Man, it meant he was on the same level as him. "Impossible," Galaxy Man said. He stepped into the space between seconds. Negative Space tried to jump in after him, but it was too late. He cut off the space between seconds, and suddenly, Negative Space was on the other side of the moon. Galaxy Man hated fighting. He wanted peace on Earth, but he knew from years of being a superhero that that was just impossible. He stepped into the space between seconds, and as Negative Space screamed, Galaxy Man did a punch that was 1,000 times harder than normal because of the space between seconds, using the momentum of his teleportation to crack Negative Space in the face, letting him fall to the ground. Galaxy Man looked at his villain, his supposed arch nemesis. "That was easy," Galaxy Man said, looking at Negative Space's form. It was no use bringing Negative Space to the superpowered prison, but Galaxy Man did it anyway. He stepped into the space between seconds and brought him to the superpowered prison. The guards, normally relaxed and happy, stiffened when they saw Galaxy Man. "One more," Galaxy Man said, chuckling. "Sorry to keep doing this, boys." He smiled. The guards looked at each other uncomfortably. "That was a joke," Galaxy Man said. He knew that they were deeply uncomfortable. Even though Galaxy Man had never hurt a single innocent human, the idea of a guy that could always be listening, always in the space between seconds, made people ignore him from how afraid they were of him. Galaxy Man wanted to go back to the moon, to think, when Katrina opened the door. Oh great, not her again. "Lucian," Katrina said, "we need to talk." Galaxy Man looked out. He wanted to be anywhere but here, but he sighed. "Can I take us somewhere?" Galaxy Man said. "No," Katrina said, putting her hand on Galaxy Man's arms. The guards of the prison shuffled out uncomfortably, bringing the prisoner with them, and Galaxy Man faced Christina. "Listen, I know you're upset about our divorce," Galaxy Man said, "but—" "No," Katrina said. "It's not that. It's you. I saw your fight with Negative Space on the moon." "They televised that?" Galaxy Man said, looking out at the stars. "Human technology is truly—" "You beat him like it was nothing. I know you. Your mind is focused on challenges," Katrina said. "If you don't have a challenge, you're gonna drift again. Go out to space for months." She put her hand on his arm. "I love you. I don't want to see you in that Negative Space again." Galaxy Man chuckled. Negative Space, the name of his villain, and the place that he always went, the place between seconds. "Sometimes people are just meant to be alone, Katrina," Galaxy Man said, smiling a sad smile. She tried to stop him, but Galaxy Man didn't care anymore. He stepped into the space between seconds, watching the shifting things. He knew the heroes would come after him eventually. He didn't care about being super anymore. He didn't want to hurt anyone as well, but, well, in the space between seconds, everything made sense. Birth, death, the life, the cosmos, all of it. He stepped onto the surface of the sun and felt the heat of it. He was supposed to only manipulate space and time, and yet it didn't hurt his skin. He tried to look for Earth among the stars. He couldn't even see it. Galaxy Man sat on the surface of the sun and put his head in his hands. This loneliness he felt, his powers expanding beyond and beyond and beyond. He could be summoned, potentially, to fight a villain, but that wasn't enough anymore. "Will I ever," Galaxy Man said to the sun, "actually be able to die?" he said. And then, as if a call answering him, the sun responded. Die, the sun said. Galaxy Man whirled around, looking down at the surface of the sun. It had a presence glowing within it. I can make you die if you want. Galaxy Man didn't even have time to respond before the sun's flames ate up into his legs. Wait, Galaxy Man said. He felt fear. His heartbeat quickened. He tried to step into the space between seconds, but the space between seconds wasn't there anymore. The sun absorbed his energy, turning into a red sun, bigger and stronger. So much power, the sun said. So much! Galaxy Man screamed. He couldn't step into the space between seconds anymore. It was getting hotter. His feet were being absorbed into the sun, up to his knee. He tried to fly away, to jump from one point to another. No use. Please, Galaxy Man said, begging with the giant entity that was consuming him. It was too much. He thought about Katrina, the apathy that he felt, negative space, all the villains that he fought for humanity. Yes, Earth was insignificant in the grand scheme of things. People would die no matter what he did, and yet, right now, the sun was eating him. No, Galaxy Man said, as he went deeper and deeper. He was waist deep into the sun now. The sun laughed in his ear. So ungrateful, the sun said, absorbing him up to chest height. Galaxy Man felt it. He was wondering if he could ever die, and the sun was always listening to him. You think the cosmos gave you power for nothing? The sun said. And then Galaxy Man saw it. All of the threats, a meteor exploding on Earth, aliens coming out of a portal, people from below the Earth, all of the calamities that he wouldn't be there to stop if the sun absorbed him. The space between seconds was always there, even if the sun blocked it. Galaxy Man prayed to the space between seconds, even though he had never done that before. The sun disappeared. He felt the shiftingness, and yet, looking down, he saw his flesh was burned. He stepped out of the space between seconds, into the same room where Katrina was crying, and Galaxy Man's face was completely white. Did you? Katrina said, and Galaxy Man reached out and hugged her with all of his might, because even though he was a superpowered entity, he felt then what it was like to not be immortal anymore, what it was like to truly die. He had forgotten his human self, but he would never forget it again. Galaxy Man swallowed his fear. I'm here, Christina, Galaxy Man said. I'm here.